Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rant Network. I'm David Solomon, and I gotta tell you, I'm flying here solo today. Stuart did it last week. I get to do it again this week. Sorry for the little jostling there a bit, but this is a pre-recorded version as both of us are off on Monday, Shavuot, Jewish holiday. But we're going to continue to rant, and as we get into this holiday, Shavuot for Jews, this holiday is all about the end of the redemption. Kind of like we get the Ten Commandments, the Torah, and this is where Jews really become Jews, and this is where we've as a people. This is really almost demarcation point number one, post Egypt, post everything. And from this day on, Jews around the world continue to be targeted because of how different we are. And so on this holiday, there's no surprise that anti Semitism runs rampant. Israel is still being isolated, and the world continues to spread and spew lies just as if it were yesterday. Welcome back to the Rant Network, everybody. I'm David Solomon. Stuart is off today. Here at the Rant Network, what do? We simply do unedited, unfiltered, uncensored, and unapologetic. We're very much about these rants. We get to the headline, we get beneath the headlines, we get through the information that you continue to see on the media, see on social, here amongst your friends. We like to share our opinions, express it, and we like to hear from you too as well. Because really, this is all about our opinion and trying to make people just to think a little bit more. So sit back as today, get into yet another edition of the Rand Network. So, as I said at the beginning, anti Semitism is being spun today. Today, the idea of like being against Israel, yeah, we get it. Look, you don't want to like the Israeli government, knock yourself out. Go stand in front of an embassy, like everybody else really does, and protest. But that's not the way it works. You see, protesting against Israel has now become or re-become the sport. Just like almost 100 years ago, just like for centuries past, it was all about attacking Jews wherever, whenever, however, and with whatever. And I'll give you a great example of what I'm talking about, a few examples actually. So, right now, the world, including the United Nations, including, you know, the food people from the United Nations, accuse Israel of consciously and purposely starving the people of Gaza. Another one of those blood libels, another one of those spun up lies. Because the truth of the matter is that Israel isn't the one stopping the aid from going in. They're stopping the arms from going in because they know it ends up in Hamas's hands. But Israel has not blocked the trucks as if they did. And it's just amazing to hear the numbers and the statistics that continue to be going on. Before the war, 72 trucks of humanitarian aid entered into the Gaza Strip every single day. Since the onset of the fighting, that number has gone to 170. Starvation. What starvation? The same way people go up on social media and say, look, it's so bad here at. Check out the videos coming out of the Gaza Strip of the warehouses full of bread and food. But you see, the haters will tell you, you can't believe social media. Those are lies. Those same people were telling you that, hey, October 7th never happened. That's Israeli propaganda. But how convenient it is when they say, look at the people starving. They're on TV. They're on social. Look, it's the truth. The liars and the haters want you to believe what Israel is doing. But it's interesting because the population there is not even 2 million. Not even 2 million. By contrast, the population of Sudan, 50 million. 500,000 Sudanese children under the age of 5 have died from malnutrition in 2 years of war. Doesn't make a difference. We're not going to go there. We're not going to rush there to save the Sudanese. By contrast, Sudan has received fewer than 1,500 truckloads of aid in the last 2 years. Gaza, whose population is 25 times smaller, has received 92,000 truckloads in 18 months. But yet it's Israel creating a starvation situation. What's really going on, people? It's simple. The anti-Semitism continues to perpetuate. It's the same thing as today Israel is being accused of killing 31 people, by Israeli gunfire. The army is firing on people trying to get aid. But who's telling you this? The Gaza Health Ministry. Once again, this very reliable group of people, right? These same people who've told you from the beginning how many Palestinians have died, who they were, whatever, leading numbers that even Hamas said was wrong, but the world continues to say, look how real it is. Anything to drive home the stake of anti-Semitism. It doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. Israel's being accused of so many different things. It doesn't matter. Israel is guilty and has to prove herself innocent on a regular basis. And people like Greta Thunberg are going to change how it's going to be. Yes, Greta Thunberg, that little bitch of a teenager who decided that now her cause is not the environment, but the poor people of Palestine. Yes, this girl who thinks she is better and knows more than you and me is going to change how things are with her and a whole bunch of people. They're taking a ship to Gaza to clear up the blockade. Little girl, I can't wait for you to go into Gaza. Really, I can't. And I can't wait for you to be raped by those people there, because that's what's going to happen to you. They're not going to respect you. You're a woman. You're a girl. And that's what they do. Demean, degrade. Women are second, third-class citizens. Let her discover what's really going on there. I don't wish rape on anybody. But let me remind you, these are the same people who denied Israeli women that they were raped. These are the same people who denied that Israeli children were killed. These were the same people who denied that Israeli society was absolutely rocked. But the only people that mattered were the Palestinians, which makes no sense when other people around the world are suffering worse. There's not a single accusation hurled at Hamas. Hamas this week, over the weekend, said, yeah, we have a ceasefire, changed the policies, blamed Israel for everything, and the world said Israel doesn't want a ceasefire. The lies, the spin, it's unbelievable. And if only it were to end there, but it doesn't. Scores and scores and scores and scores of incidents around the world at Jews are off the charts. It's businesses destroyed and firebombed, still religious institutions, people attacked on the streets. It doesn't end. And when you get countries like England, France, Canada, Sweden, Spain, and the rest of them continuing to spin the fact that it is Israel is the accuser, Israel is doing all these bad things, Jews get blamed and are hurt in the streets. How does attacking a Jewish business, assaulting a Jew in the street, help the people of Palestine? Be real, people, it doesn't. This is the new excuse. This is the new spin. This is not the new one. What am I saying? This is what's been going on for generations. Any excuse to hurt a Jew is being used. We've seen it in university convocations where students stand up and demean the universities by having any affiliation with Israel. Nonsensical crap. But they wrap themselves around I'm here to save Palestinian children. In what way? In what way does boycotting Israel, academic associations, cultural exchanges, in what way does threatening to kill a young Israeli performer at the Eurovision make sense to Palestinians? It doesn't. This is the 2025 version of pogroms. This is the 2025 version of anti-Semitism. This is the 2025 version of people rationalizing what they wouldn't accept to any other group. Now, what's interesting today, Vladimir Zelensky attacked Russia with drone attacks, blew up airfields. There have been deaths on both sides, extraordinary amount of deaths. And yet, neither Putin or Zelensky were being brought to any war crimes. The ICC didn't threaten them with that, but Israel was. Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant were at the same time as the former Palestinian, this Gaza leadership, these Hamas leaders. Same boat, a democratically elected individual as well as a terrorist. They're one and the same. That's what's going on in the world. When the UN lies again and again, and when it comes to food into Gaza, they are perpetual liars. Because trucks and trucks and trucks were going into Gaza, into Hamas's hands. And Israel did not want to let that happen. So they rearranged with the United States to get the food into the hands of the poor Palestinians. And it's Israel that's starving, not Hamas. Hamas attacked Israel on October the 7th, killing 1,200, kidnapping over 250 people, and Israel was blamed as of the first day. Israel was blamed after the first day, and since then hasn't stopped being blamed for everything that's gone wrong in the Middle East. Go figure. You know, President Trump was with Qatar, and they're playing both sides of the game. They're playing both sides. They're helping to push the narrative. Israel is to be blamed. We see it in the schools. We see it everywhere. It's Qatar behind it. And I'm not sure why Donald Trump continues to be, either he's stupid or he's got another plan that I haven't figured out. But Iran continues to threaten to blow up the Middle East, to blow up Israel. But did anybody pay attention to the statement? They want to blow up Israel with a nuke. Now, folks, if you drop a nuke on Israel, you think it's going to discriminate between Israelis and Palestinians, Christians, Arabs? Do you think it knows the difference? Is it a nuke that's only going to kill Jews? No, it's going to annihilate the entire region. It's going to take out Palestinians, Lebanese, Jordanians. It's going to take out a whole region because it's not going to just drop on Tel Aviv and just, oh, wait, this is a Jew. Boom, dead. Oh, this is an Arab. Nah. No one's paying attention to this. That the threat from Iran is a threat on Palestinians. So what is really going on? And as we're about to, as we're going to be in the first day of Shavuot, as this is the day when we reflect on what we got from God, our value system, the code of conduct, the way we act amongst one and the other. This is the day on Sinai that we learned respecting others, respecting your parents, respecting your neighbor. Some way, somehow, the rest of the world has neglected that. Jews continue to be the target for the right and for the left. The Jews continue to be attacked by young and old. It's fascinating. But what people don't realize, if they really open their eyes, they think they're doing right. They're haters. Now, this isn't the 1930s Germany. Thankfully, Jews do have some allies around the world. Many conservatives support Israel. Some Democrat liberals do still. Some people have really realized what these bastards are really all about and are sick and tired of them. But they're afraid. They're afraid to say something, to be labeled as racists. As the labels have been trying to be put on people like Douglas Murray, who many, including the BBC, have decided he's a racist because he wants to get rid of these Islamists, terrorists, and he's called a racist. And people don't want that label. They're afraid. They're afraid to be thought of as some. And yet, there are those who are saying, to hell with the fear. If we don't do something, this country will be sunk. And in some places, including parts of the United States, Argentina, Poland, Czech Republic, Hungary, other places are standing up to the hate and are saying we will not tolerate that in our country. And while the left will want to scream and yell at the right, calling them xenophobic, calling them racists and whatever, labels be damned. You want to live? Or do you want to be under Sharia law? Do you want to live as a free person with your religion, freedom of speech, freedom to walk out of your house without having to have full body cover? Or do you want that? Because that is coming to a neighborhood near you. Because the only thing these Islamist radicalists know is violence, threat, hate. There is a hierarchy. There is a hierarchy amongst them. Pay attention, people. So if you know someone who's sitting here today calling you a racist, tell them to go fuck off. They don't like it here. Go somewhere else. Go to Gaza. Go to Iran. Go to one of those countries and tell me after when you're done, is that what you want here? Hatred of Jews is always step one before something terrible happens. Look at World War II. Look at other times in history. Don't be naive, people. And on this Shavuot, I'm begging you all, open your eyes. It's time to get educated. It's time to realize that there are lies being spun, that the hate, the ongoing racism, there's an agenda. There's an agenda after Jews, not Israel, Jews. And if you won't tolerate transgender, anti-transgender, anti-black, anti-gay, anti-anything, then why is this okay? And if you do really care about people, pivot. Walk away from the Palestinians. Go check out the people of Sudan. Go check out other African countries that are starving. Stop attacking Jews and stop pretending that you're higher and mightier. Be real. Be true to yourself. If you hate Jews, just come out and say it. Say it. You're an anti-Semite. What are you afraid of? A label? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Wishing you a Chag Sameach for those who are celebrating Shavuot. And for those who are not celebrating Shavuot, we wish you all the very best on this Monday. We'll be back again on Wednesday.